Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Mantis MMA, guys. I am back with another video, guys. It is fight week. Finally, I almost cursed. Like 3 seconds into the video, I almost cursed. But guys, I'm so excited. I am shirtless. I don't even know what's going on, guys. It's been 6 weeks without the UFC. I am so excited that the UFC is back, guys. I wanted to break down this whole card, early prelims to the main event for UFC 324. Like I said, taking place this Saturday in Las Vegas, guys. I'm so excited. These 6 weeks have felt like 6 months, really. But guys, I am so excited the UFC is back. I will be breaking down this card. I also got a couple edits coming out for you guys too, and a surprise video coming out for you guys, maybe Thursday or Friday, so please be on the lookout for that. And please, also, you guys know what to do. Please like and subscribe, guys. It helps me out so much. I appreciate the support, guys. I will be live streaming on Saturday also. But enough yapping, let's get right into the breakdown, guys. We have Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Look, these early prelim fights, I do a little research on them, but who cares? Adam Fugit's gonna win. Let's move up the card. We do have Cameron Smotherman is gonna win, but anyway, I don't know what that was. I don't know why. Like, whatever. Anyways, moving up the card, we have Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman, and both these guys are brawlers. This fight, I don't know if it really gets past the first round. I think this card is going to be very electric. I think the fighters are going to come out and try to prove a point. Maybe not prove a point, but just to show out it is the first card of the year. It is the first card in the Paramount Plus era. And I think these fighters are really going to come out and try to put on exciting fights, considering the UFC hasn't been around for 6 weeks. I think we're going to see some banger fights, and I think this is one of them. I think it's going to be a very electric fight. And for that reason, I do have this fight ending in the first round. Now, we do have 2 very fat individuals fighting, which means someone's going to die, and I think Denzel Freeman is going to get chinned in exchange. I think Josh Hokett is a little bit more technical and a little bit faster, and I think he hits like a truck. I mean, both of these guys hit like a truck, but I do think Josh Hokett is going to find a first-round knockout. But anyways, who cares? Moving up, we do have a very exciting fight, and I think this fight is, I don't want to say it's high level, but for these 2 fighters at their stage in career, it's high level. Michael Johnson has always been good, and just good enough to obviously beat Hall of Famers, to beat former champions or interim champions, stuff like that, right? And Alexander Hernandez isn't bad, but he's not good either. So I think this fight is the definition of kind of mid, but if you're a true diehard MMA fan and a true diehard UFC fan, this fight is actually kind of exciting. So I do have Michael Johnson picking up a win here. I think Alexander Hernandez is pretty good for the type of fighter he is, and then Michael Johnson, we know who Michael Johnson is. But I think at the end of the day, Michael Johnson is going to be a little bit tricky, and I think when Michael Johnson is motivated to not beat a prospect, because Alexander Hernandez is not really a prospect, but to beat a guy where he feels like the UFC is trying to feed him to the wolves and try to use his name to bring a prospect up or a person up, I think he's very motivated in camp, and for that reason, I do see Michael Johnson picking up win. Also, I saw him sparring with Kamaru Usman, and that's always a good sign. I know they're friends. I know they've been sparring, and training for a long time. And I think that gives him an advantage. Alexander Hernandez is a little bit unorthodox, a little bit tricky, and I think Michael Johnson is going to be able to figure that puzzle out and pick up a win. But guys, we're going to continue to move up this card. This card is actually really good. Did I miss a fight? No. He's not. No, I'm crazy. We'll get to that fight in a second. We do have Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson, and this fight's it's not pointless. But I understand they want to get some names going at flyweight, and this is a fight for Charles Johnson to do that. I could see this fight ending in a flying KO knee. I could see Charles Johnson landing a body shot. I could see him landing a right cross down the middle. Alex Perez, he's 25-10 for a reason. I mean, I don't want to say he's bad, right? But he's what, 4? He's 4-5. He's lost 4 out of his last 5 or something like that. 4 of his last 6, 5 of his last, something like that. And then Charles Johnson has always been good at flyweight. He's always been a threat at flyweight. And I think this is one of those fights to get Charles Johnson back in the mix. And I think he picks up a very exciting finish. And then we open up the early or the prelim card with an absolute murder, a slaughter, a sacrifice, a death. I hate to get morbid, but guys, every now and then these fights come along where I know it, you know it, the UFC knows it, the world knows it. Someone's going to get brutally knocked out, and it's just a matter of time. This is one of those fights. Nikita Krylov is coming off 2 brutal knockout losses in a row, I believe. And Modestas Bukauskas is a monster, right? I mean, they have Nikita Krylov listed at 6'3". He might be 6'3", but I think he's a little bit small for light heavyweight. I honestly think he might have been a really good middleweight. He might have been a middleweight at one point. I have to see, I have to check. But he's going to get brutally chinned. I think he retires, or he strongly considers retirement after this knockout. I think he gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds. And I know I've been saying that, but I think, like I said, this card is going to contend for card of the year because it is the first card of the Paramount Plus era, the first card of the year. I think these fighters are going to come out and try to really, really put on exciting fights. And I think Modestas Bukauskas is going to come out and try to get a fight night, performance of the night bonus, right? And knock out a chinny Nikita Krylov. And I think we see an absolute slaughter. And hopefully a retirement from Nikita Krylov, because at one point he was in that perennial, top 8 of light heavyweights, and it's quickly gone downhill for him. And I think this is going to be his 3rd knockout loss in a row. And I do think we see him hang up the gloves. We're moving up the prelim card. We do have another murder, slaughter, sacrifice, whatever whatever you want to call it. This is messed up. This is messed up because. This is messed up. Ateba Gauthier versus a guy I'm not even too sure how to pronounce his name. I think the odds, I don't bet though, but I think the odds for Ateba are he's like a -900. And honestly, we see this, right? We see these guys, these powerhouses, these absolute specimens coming to, like Joe Piper, for example, who's going to lose to Israel Adesanya, by the way, but that's a whole other video in 2 months. We see these guys come and just look like world beaters and then somehow lose. And I don't think this is that situation. I think Ateba is going to pick up a brutal knockout and Andre's going to have to get stretched out, if I'm being very honest. But that -900 line is bonkers. Absolute bonkers. Sprinkle a little bit of 10. I don't bet on Andre. It's money line and pray. But guys, we know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be an absolute slaughter, an absolute monster. Picking up a win in Ateba Gauthier. And I honestly think this guy can compete for a title. I don't want to say this year, but damn near this year. I mean, the way the middleweight division is, it's not great. We have Hamza at the top. We have Fluffy, and then really who else, right? I mean, who else? So I think this guy can honestly get a title shot by the end of the year. And I think in this fight, he picks up a very exciting win. And he might call out a guy. He's probably not going to call out a sign. He might call out a guy like a Sean Strickland at the top or something. Maybe even a guy like Robert Whittaker. And if I'm Robert Whittaker, I avoid this guy at all costs. But I think we can see a world where he's competing for a title at the end of the year. And we do have a rising star, a very exciting prospect at middleweight. But guys, moving up the card, we do have another fight that I think might be actually a little boring. I don't think either of these guys are boring, but I think it might be a little boring just because of matchups and styles. Davidson Figueiredo is picking up a good win against Montel Jackson, but Umar Nurmagomedov is a totally different stratosphere, a totally different level than Montel Jackson. And Davidson Figueiredo is going to be significantly smaller, probably even a little bit slower, not as strong, and he might get subbed in the 3rd round. Now, it's very hard to submit Davidson Figueiredo. I know Brandon Moreno was able to do it, but I think if anyone's going to do it at this stage in Davidson Figueiredo's career, it is going to be Umar Nurmagomedov. I think he's going to tire him out. He's going to land shots, keep him at range, clinch him, maybe even get some takedowns, especially in the early rounds. And then by the 3rd round, tire him out, maybe pick up an arm triangle in the mid-3rd round, late 3rd round, and submit Davidson Figueiredo. And then if you're Davidson Figueiredo, where do you go from here, right? I mean, you lost to a top guy, Umar Nurmagomedov, who's going to compete for a belt again pretty soon, in my opinion. Do you retire? I don't know if he retires, but he might do one more fight, maybe wait for the Brazil card, and then retire on the Brazil card. So we'll see. But I do have Davidson Figueiredo picking up a very, very big win here against Umar Nurmagomedov, picking up a very big win here against Davidson Figueiredo and putting his name back into the title picture. Guys, we are going to keep moving up to the main card. I know the whole world's picking Gene Silva. And then I was talking to one of my boys at work, and he was saying, Gene Silva's going to slaughter Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen is chinny, don't get me wrong. And Gene Silva is a monster. He's a short, stocky, compact ball of firepower. And he's going to try to go in there and try to take your head off with the violence. I totally get it. But Arnold Allen is so complete, guys. I'm picking Gene Silva. Let's be honest, right? I mean, did I trick you guys? I feel like I tricked you guys a little bit. But, I mean, come on. Arnold Allen hasn't fought since, 2024? Something like that. I mean, he takes damage. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's very complete. He's a very complete fighter. I mean, he can do a little damage on the feet. He has good grappling. He has good cardio. He has good clinch game, right? He's very, very complete, but I think when you face a dog like Gene Silva, he has trouble. When he faces the Max Holloways of the world, he struggles. I mean, he lost to Mavzar, which is a close fight, I guess, but when he faces a guy who's going to go forward and try to do damage, he's going to get overwhelmed. And I think for that reason, Gene Silva is a very, very bad matchup for Arnold Allen. And I don't want to say Gene Silva, I think Gene Silva also, too, he's motivated, right? I mean, coming off that loss to Diego, I mean, not just a loss, he got absolutely humbled and destroyed against Diego Lopez. But I think he's going to be very, very motivated to say, hey, listen, 145ers, I'm still here. I'm still that guy. I can still compete for the belt. I can still do damage, and I can still hurt people on the feet. I'm not scared to go forward, even though I got knocked out. And I do see a world where Gene Silva does just that. He goes forward and tries to take off Arnold Allen's head. So, for that reason, I do have Gene Silva picking up a late second round knockdown. I think he knocks him down, then hurts him, and then finishing off on ground and pound, and puts his name right back into that title picture at 145. But guys, moving up the card. Woo! Listen, I'm gonna put my Twitter like right here or something like that, whatever, right here. The reason why I'm saying that is because I have been saying for maybe 5 years that Natalia Silva is going to be the featherweight or the flyweight champion of the world. I have been saying that for maybe 5-6 years, that Natalia Silva is going to be the flyweight champion of the world. I have said it. I have promised you guys. I have tweeted every time she's fought, she will be champion. She'll be champion. She'll be champion. Natalia Silva will be champion by the end of 2026, if not by early 2027. Natalia Silva is that good. Now, she's 19-5, but she really could be like 22-3, right? She is really, 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 really good. And I know that's not the right map. I don't give a fuck. Natalia Silva is the real deal, right? Don't get me wrong. Rose is also the real deal. Rose Namajunas has been around for a while. Former champion, right? She's had some great, great wins, but also some great, great losses, right? That Carlos Esparza fight, probably the worst fight in UFC history, man or woman. Like, we don't even have to talk about it. But Rose Namajunas at this age of career is a little bit hesitant. I don't know if that's Trevor Whitman. I don't know if that's Pat Barrett. I don't know. But I do know that Natalia Silva is an absolute monster. She'll be too fast for her. She'll be bigger than her. She'll be more explosive than her. She'll be hit harder than her. She's better, obviously not on the ground, and if it gets to the ground, that's where it gets tricky. But her movement is going to give Rose problems, and we have seen in the past fights where Rose will get frustrated, and I think that's going to be a very big problem for Rose because she's going to be getting tagged up a lot. Natalia Silva is going to use front teeps, spinning attacks, kicks to the thigh, kicks to the calf, punch, jab, punch, jab, move, and Rose is going to have a hard time tracking her down, and Natalia Silva is going to put on a mask class is what she does, right? And I think she's going to compete for the belt very, very soon. But guys, moving up the card, we do have Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. And I know what the money line says. I know the type of run that Waldo Cortez Acosta has been on. I know the type of performances that Acosta has given in the past couple months. I know. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I don't care. I'm not betting on Waldo Cortez Acosta win this fight. I don't care. I'm putting the house on Derek Lewis. I don't care. Now, realistically, will it be a tough fight for Derek Lewis to win? Yes. Yes. Momentum is a very powerful thing in MMA. A very, very powerful thing in MMA. But every time this happens, they give Derek Lewis, not every time, right? But most of the time they give Derek Lewis a prospect. What does he do? Knocks the motherfucker out first round or in the last 10 seconds of the fight. I see a world where Cortez Acosta is coasting. He'll be faster than Derek Lewis. Don't get me wrong. He'll be a lot quicker than Derek Lewis. He's not going to hit as hard, but he might have a popular jab, way snappier jab, leg kicks, bam, jab, bam, move, jab, bam, right? And really do damage to Derek Lewis. But Derek Lewis is going to make a decision or is he, fuck that, walk forward and land an uppercut or land an overhand right in an exchange? Because Cortez Acosta is going to get a little cocky, right? And then I can see a world where Derek Lewis lands, all he needs is that one shot and the fight is over. And I think that's where we see. I don't know if it's going to happen in the first exchange of the first round or the last 10 seconds of the fight. I just know that Derek Lewis is going to find that shot, and he's my underdog pick for this fight, unfortunately, only because Derek Lewis fights are weird, because he always has that power to knock someone out, and he's a little bit older now. He's 38 now, right? But I always have faith in Derek Lewis at heavyweight to land that one shot against a guy who's coming off four wins in a row, 4 wins in 2025, something like that, 5 wins in 2025, something like that. And he's going to be cocky. He's going to know he's going to be able to land on Derek Lewis. He's going to be very, very aware of the power coming back, but I think he's going to slip up. And I think that one time he slips up, he's going to get knocked out. So I do have Derek Lewis picking up a win here. Guys, moving up the card, we do have Sugar Sean versus Song Yadong. Pause. I mean, I've debated this matchup for a little bit. This is an excellent matchup for Sugar Sean O'Malley. Song Yadong is like a better Chris Moutinho in terms of style, in terms of what he's going to do, in terms of the type of fighter that Sean O'Malley has faced. Song Yadong's going to walk forward and try to land, and he might land, but as we all know, Sugar Sean is too elusive, too fast, too good, too powerful, too quick, and he's going to snipe Song and probably catch him. And I don't know if he's going to knock him out clean, but I do see where he hurts him and picks up a win off ground and pound, kind of like he did Aljamain Sterling. Song Yadong's going to walk forward, get hit, and Sean's going to be out the way, and then he's going to land probably a right straight, one that Song's not going to be able to see, and he's going to get sat down. I think he might get sat down 2 to 3 times in this fight. He's going to be very hurt. Song Yadong takes a lot of damage, and my favorite fighter of all time, Corey Sandhagen, was able to do a lot of damage. What do you think a guy like Sugar Sean's going to do, right? Who hits way harder than Corey Sandhagen. So I think we see a world where Sean O'Malley puts on an absolute masterclass, 50-44, maybe even like a 10-8 type of round, right? And he absolutely destroys Song Yadong. And it's crazy because Song Yadong isn't bad at all. I just think Sean O'Malley is on that level, especially on the feet of top 2, top 3, top 4, 5 strikers in the world, not just in bantamweight. So I do see a world where we see Sean O'Malley pick up an insanely huge win, not just for him, but it sets him up for something even bigger, maybe on the White House card. Shit, I just fucking hit my hand. Fuck, that hurt. Maybe on the White House card. And I think Sean knows that, right? Sean's a smart guy. He understands that if he gets a huge win here against a very dangerous Song Yadong, sits him down, knocks him out, that sets him up for a massive things. And it has huge implications for his career going forward in the bantamweight division to maybe get back to maybe a rematch with Pure Dion. Even though I did see somewhere that they're saying that they're not going to have any Russians on the UFC White House card, which is kind of funny. But, we'll definitely see. So I think Sean O'Malley picks up an insanely incredible, very impressive win here against Song Yadong, and he looks back to form. He's fainting jabs, switching stances, throwing head kicks. He might get back to throwing spinning shit, knees, elbows, all types of fun shit. We're gonna see a very exciting, a very fun Sean O'Malley performance against Song Yadong. But guys, moving up the card, look, I'm going backwards. Look, we have. Oh, I did forget you. Wow, yeah. Damn, yo, I hope Kayla Harrison gets better very quickly because I was actually really excited to break down that fight and see that fight. But anyways, we get to the main event of the evening. It says lightweight interim title bout. I mean, I did see somewhere on Twitter too that Ilya's coming back like in the summer. So I guess this is now I guess they're not stripping Ilya. But we have Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Guys, oh my god. Guys, I'm upset because I don't want this to be Justin Gaethje's last fight. Guys, Paddy Pimblett is going to be the UFC lightweight champion of the world come Sunday morning. I said it. I made a whole video about it. Like that was my most recent video. I broke down why Paddy Pimblett will be the UFC champion. You guys can go watch that. But breaking this fight down very briefly, I think Paddy Pimblett younger. He's hungrier. He has a granite chin. He has unorthodox striking, which I think might give Justin Gaethje a little bit of problems, right? Because Justin Gaethje is so technical and so by the book when it comes to striking that when he faces a guy that's a little bit weird and goes forward, he has some problems sometimes. I think we're going to see a world where Justin Gaethje does get submitted. Now, the cardio is a little bit of an issue for me for Paddy Pimblett because, as we know, Justin Gaethje is an absolute machine. I don't know, man. I just don't think Justin Gaethje gets it done. How does he win? Does he knock him out? Like, does he crack Paddy Pimblett's chin, a prime Paddy Pimblett? I don't know. I don't know what uppercut. I mean, there's a world, but then what? He drops him and then he goes to the ground, and you want to fight Paddy off of his back? I don't know. I don't know. Does he outstrike him for 5 rounds? Maybe. Right, but I just don't see where Justin Gaethje can win 3 rounds, especially when you have Paddy Pimblett's unorthodox striking. I think he might be the bigger man, a lot stronger than I think Justin Gaethje might be anticipating as well. And I can see a world where Paddy Pimblett may not be able to get Justin Gaethje down because it's really hard to take Justin Gaethje down. But Paddy Pimblett's crazy. He might try it, and he actually might land a takedown or two, or just hold him against the fence and do enough damage on the feet to pick up two rounds like that. And then I think as the fight proceeds, I think we could see a world, and this is my crazy. I was talking to my friend about this today. I think we see a world where Paddy Pimblett might even hurt Justin Gaethje a little bit because his striking is so unorthodox. And if he hurts Justin Gaethje, he goes to the ground, instantly grabs his back, or he might just get like maybe some crazy standing rear naked choke, something insane like that. And I think Paddy Pimblett is such a weird fighter; he can do something very strange like that. And I don't know, man. I'm sad because, and I was sad making my video about why Paddy's gonna win. A couple of days ago, is because like if this is really the last fight we see from Justin Gaethje, like that is really sad. For some reason, I'm more sad about Justin Gaethje retiring than Dustin Poirier. I don't know. I think it's because Justin Gaethje is such like, I mean, it's in the highlight. He's such an exciting fighter to watch, and I feel like all UFC fans really grew up on Justin Gaethje being like that guy. Like, yo, Gaethje's fight, you have to tune in. Like, no matter who it is, you always know it's gonna be a banger. And I think he loses Saturday night, man. I really do. I would love for him to win. I really want Justin Gaethje to win. Like, I'm gonna say a prayer before the fight. Like, I really want him to win. I would really like him to touch UFC gold, and it's an interim belt. And I think if he won, he would fight Ilya, and I think he would get absolutely destroyed by Ilya. But I don't think he gets past Paddy, and I do think we see Justin Gaethje hang up the glove Saturday night. And then for Paddy Pimblett, on the other hand, I mean, this is a dream come true, right? I mean, the whole world, I guess not his whole life, but essentially got into UFC, has just absolutely mocked him, clowned him, said he can never do it. And he's slowly but surely rising the ranks, getting win after win. Maybe controversial, right? People may say he lost some fights on his way to the top, but if he gets this done, there'll be nothing anyone can say anymore. I mean, at the end of the day, winning a belt is winning a belt regardless of how you did it. So I think for Paddy Pimblett, it'll be an absolute storybook start to the year, and a storybook start to his career. It's not the end, it's the start. And then it sets up a super fight against Ilya Topuria. So with that being said, guys, that is my breakdown of UFC 324. Guys, please again like and subscribe. It helps me out so much, guys. I'm so excited. I have some edits coming out for you guys this week. I have a surprise video coming out for you guys on Friday too, and I will be live streaming the whole card Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, guys. I'm so excited, but I will see you guys very soon.